Hello and welcome back to the Power of the Positives. The final installment, part 10, 12, part 12. Wow. Many congratulations if you've made it all the way through from Unit 1 all the way through to Unit 12. If you have not and you've hopped, skipped and jumped, or you've only seen one or the other, I would strongly invite you to do the whole sequence at some point or the other, because there is sort of an unfolding story here, an order and a structure where one exercise really builds upon the next, so that they are more than the sum of their parts when we put them all together. I am really quite excited and looking forward to what we're going to do today, because I don't know that yet. This course has been absolutely channeled, if you want to call it that. I have made no notes. There are no sticky notes involved. It's just what my dear energy mind suggests we're doing on the topic of the power of the positives and in which order and sequence. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank my dear energy mind for it's been a wonderful journey so far. And especially in this time and in these circumstances, I have found it really very helpful, uplifting, and really nice to have this time for the power of the positives. Okay, so I thought we start today with a quick overview of what we've done. Now, I haven't done that either before. I haven't done an overview, I haven't looked at them. But today's the day. And I do know that we did start with my friend here, with my big shiny friend, which was our representation for the power of love. And our idea that every one of those many shining mirrors is a positive. And that's really a wonderful thing. Yes, so I'm going to put him down and let's just go through the units quickly. So in Unit 1, we started with the power of love, and we started with this really essential definition. And we are going to come back to this later. This essential definition that a positive is something that makes you feel better. That makes you feel better. And anything that doesn't make you feel better is not a positive for you, no matter how many saints of the ages or authorities or scientists declare that it's good for you. It's not. It's only good for you. A positive is only that which makes you come to life, which brings you joy, which makes your energy body stronger. That's really super, super important, and something I love so much about the power of the positives, that I don't have to eat broccoli anymore if I don't want to eat broccoli. I mean, hallelujah. So we started out by asking, what is going to make your energy body happier? What are your best positives? How can we learn to direct attention to our environment, to have things, find things that support us, beautiful things, empowering things? And the idea being that if you look for the truth, it will find you. If you look for the beauty, it will find you. If you look for love, then it will find you, which is just marvelous. In Unit 2, we asked our magic question, the second magic question. And that was, when faced with something horrendous, what isn't this? In order to help us generate the positives that we then need to empower ourselves and to have a better relationship with the situation, to have more power to do something about things. So, for example, if we are thinking about the unrest in the world today, we can ask, what isn't this? And what isn't this is clearly it's not loving, it's not communication, it's not good relationships, it's not togetherness, it's not joy, it's not love. And all of those things we can then use in various ways to help us empower ourselves and also to do that marvelous energy thing of sending out gifts of energy into the world. And when we do that, we are rewarded with fresh energy flowing through us and feeling more empowered. And that has then the chance to give us better ideas of what we can do to bring about sort of changes in the hard as well. In Unit 3, we expanded the positives. And I absolutely love that because things like truth and beauty and love and nature and whatever they may be, or even the human being, once we start expanding that positive and make it bigger, make it wider, then I think of this as a portal. The bigger the portal is, the more energy flows into us, through us, and helps empower us more, which I think is brilliant. In Unit 4, we did the power affirmations, which I always remember when my aspect first realized how that worked. And the antidote to the old grr, grr, I'm a tiger, which is just brilliant. And I really, really do love power affirmations. I've been playing with those and I found one that I just really loved. Um, every day in every way, I'm getting richer and richer. And I mean that rich in the sense of fully expanded sense, rich in experience, rich in wisdom, rich in beauty, rich in adventure and discovery. And just a great, great thing that came to mind, which I love that. Okay, in Unit 5, we had the power of yes. Yes, oh yes. And that's also been very helpful to me to remember that when it comes to making like decisions and choices and asking myself how yes is my yes, how no is my no, to get more of a sense of what's at play. Because it's not black and white. And particularly with a project of mine to actually bring my yes, yes, I want to do that, yes, to a real +10, I feel has been super inspiring and something I've never ever done before in my life. I've always held back a little bit with projects, sort of given them a sort of a 75% yes, possibly a fear of commitment or whatever you want to call it. But that was, for me personally, really helpful. Unit 6, that was fun. The sexy positives, making things sexy. Not just easy and effortless and fun, but having things, just taking the whole thing up a notch, making things exciting and really, really attractive. The stuff we want to work with, the people we want to work with, the lives we want to lead. And to literally ask that question, even of a teacup, is that a sexy teacup? If it's not, and if it's boring and tedious, then either change its energy or get a new teacup. Unit 7, the heart of gold, our heart's desires. We focused on the power generator, which is the sun at the center of our energy system. The heart of energy, the heart of gold. For the gentleman, the lion heart. Richard the Lionheart was so beloved by the people around him. They literally walked thousands of miles and followed him to the end of the earth. So the heart of gold is not a weak or feeble or mushy or pink thing. It really is the power of the sun. And feeding this generator by both bringing in things that the heart desires, but also running energy through it and giving out more love, giving out more energy to make that whole system start spinning up is, of course, essential for long-term energy body health. Unit 8 was the lucky numbers. That I find fascinating. And this is one of those things that ripples over time more and more. When you first do it, to clean the numbers and make each one of them your favorite so that they all start really working for you. An army of numbers going to work on your behalf in a positive and helpful manner. This is one of those things that might not change your life like that in an instance, but over time it ripples and spreads, and the repercussions of that will become more and more obvious as time goes by. Unit 9, that question that nobody ever asks, what's good about you? And yeah, that is a question you can ask yourself every day, and every day there'll be a new answer, and that'll be good for you. It'll be good for your energy body. It'll take you higher on the energy chart, and that makes you an asset to the people around you and to the world at large. And the more love there is flowing through us, the less egotistical, the less power hungry, and the less big-headed you become. So it's actually really a wonderful cure for all sorts of psychopathy and sociopathy. Okay. Unit 10, your star lives. Oh, yes, that was about remembering positive memories. And that is my legacy project. That's the project I've said yes to at plus 10, that I'm going to go forward and I'm going to really engage with, like I've never engaged with any of my other projects before, no matter how beloved they have been. Because I think that Star Matrix, my little friend here, he is always by my side, that a self-concept made from your highest aspects, your highest positive self, is beyond the gift that keeps on giving. It is protection, it's empowerment, it is personal development on a different level, and it is what I've personally been looking for since I was 4 years old. Unit 11, the positive meditations, the power meditations. That was fun to really, I don't know, get out of that old groove, out of that stale thing where we're always tired and falling asleep, or, oh dear, having meditation as a bit of a rest because we're so exhausted and worn out. And it really does, this is this general metaphorical call to action to really want more, to unlock the power in the ocean of energy in which we live to a whole new level, and to really accept that and not be afraid of it, and let it in and let it empower us and uplift us. It's a marvelous thing, really. And so here we are. We're at Unit 12. And yeah, it's been a brilliant, brilliant journey. So what is there possibly left with the power of the positives that I could tell us about today? And I'm thinking, as I've said all these things, I mean, every single technique and every single idea in those previous 11 units, if we really enact them in our lives, are going to make a huge difference. There's no doubt about it. But there's, I think, one thing that when we embrace the power of the positives, that we can do, that the people who don't cannot, absolutely cannot and won't. And that one thing is to turn a negative into a positive. I'm going to get my ball out here one more time. All of us have our dark spots for whatever reason. All of us have our places in our energy system where we, where the light should shine, but it's not possible. It's not happening. There may be injuries in our energy systems. There may be cross wires. There may be all sorts of things, all sorts of weird and wonderful reroutings had to take place because of the experiences in our lives. And there are places where a shining positive should be, but instead there is just darkness. That is so for everyone. Everybody has their dark spots. And I really realized this when I was an aspect of mine, a young aspect of mine was many, many years ago, was at a hypnotherapy training. And we were asked to do a meditation to find a problem and bring in the light. And in my group, a person totally freaked out when the light was being brought in. And upon further examination, it turns out that this person had had this awful experience where you are awake during an operation, but you can't move and you can't tell them that you're awake. And the bright light from the operating theater lamp was shining down on them. So whenever any metaphor of the bright light came along, this person would absolutely abreact and, oh man, have a terrible, terrible living in that flashback, living there again in that awful pain and suffering. And, I really understood at the time that these things are so idiosyncratic and it is so dependent on your life's experiences, what you experience as a positive and what you experience as the worst negative in the world, hell, in other words. This is also really where I learned that a positive is only that which actually makes you stronger and happier and nothing else. There's no prescription for a positive. So for this person, the white light, which is supposed to be so good for everyone, wasn't. What if we could, and that is, I believe, in the end, the greatest power of the positive. What if we could turn that negative into a positive for that person? And by doing so, not just unlock the white light itself, the actual bright light in the universe, but also the sunshine. Also, every sentence or time we refer to the light about being delighted. When somebody says in love and light, that would take so much pain and misery and stress from this person's incarnation and would be such a beneficial thing for them. It would transform their lives. Just this one thing, to turn one negative into a positive. And how can we do that? How can we do that? Now, we work with the energy body, remember? So this white light injury, if you will, that's some massive snafu in the energy body. But our energy bodies strive to repair themselves. And then a natural system, just like your skin, tries to heal itself when there's a cut as best as it can. And we can support that with nutrients. We can support that with a good diet, keeping it nice and clean, But the natural healing process of the skin is what heals us in the end. And our energy bodies, likewise, have this natural healing process. And we can support that in many different ways. The first way is to even know that we have an energy body, and that when somebody says to this lady, the white light, and her hands go to her head and she's trying to cover her eyes, that this tells us where that is located in her energy body. where this huge thing, this disturbance exists. So today I'm going to ask you to think about a concept, idea, that other people think is a positive, but that is not a positive for you. Something, for example, okay, for me personally, a simple one would be to go with exercise. A lot of people think exercise is really good for you, and they preach it at you left, right, and center. When I hear the word exercise, I just want to leave the building. I don't want to get clad in lycra and jump around like an idiot. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to be miserable, distraught, lying on the floor, wishing I was dead. I don't. No. It's no to exercise as far as I'm concerned. So just take a moment and think of something that everybody says is good or that's supposed to be good, but you don't experience it that. And when somebody brings that to you, you're just like, no, take it away. I don't want it. Away with that. Shield. This is a shield of energy. We have a shield against that, because if that came into our energy system, it would hit some kind of injury, and that would cause us physical pain, and it would make us miserable and bring us down. It is not a positive for us yet. And herein lies really the greatest magic, to understand that we have the power to turn a negative into a positive for ourselves. That's it. That's what I want you to understand, that is a power that is just extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. It's natural. It isn't that difficult. So just as an example of how we can get started, and here that's one of our major principles in modern energy. We're not looking for a miracle cure that'll, I don't know, change you from one thing into the other, like a prince into a frog or vice versa, just like that by magic. No, what we are looking for is what I call an evolution, a forward movement from a stuck place. So with my example and the exercise, this no is the stuck place. You know, this is frozen in time. It probably came about because of some trauma. God knows, who cares? We are here, we are now, and I'm having this no. This is the stuck place. And what we want to do is a forward movement. Make the no a little less no, perhaps. Even if we just get that no 1% further up. So it's not quite as no as it was before. That is an evolution. That's a forward movement. That is a movement in the right direction. And that brings hope. It brings in a new future where this problem may be entirely resolved, perhaps. And why shouldn't it be with the power of love? So please join me in a very simple little exercise to start this process of evolution. Let's put our hands in the heart position and take a deep breath in and out. See what happens when we do that. Our energy hands are right in the center, in the power field of our sun star heart of energy, in the center of our energy system. And what that does, it sort of charges them up. It turns our energy hands into the hands of power. Not just healing hands, but hands of power. Okay. So they're now charged up, and I can feel them tingling. I've practiced this many years, so they're ready to go. They want to heal something or do something. They want to shape energetic reality in some way. They are ready to go. So now I'm going to ask you that thing that isn't a positive for you. Where, when you think about that, where do you feel that in your body? Show yourself with your hands. So I'm going to think about this exercise thing. Where do you feel that in your body? Show your, there we go. My hands just went straight there. It's just like, oh, yikes. Just there. Right. Interesting place, but never mind. There it is. There and sort of spreading out a little bit like that. Right. So now we have the place located. Great. And what do we do now? Just put our own gentle hands on that place. And remember that it is not the hands of flesh that are doing anything here. It is our energy hands that are touching our energy bodies. Just keep your hands there. Breathe deeply. Remember, this is only energy, and energy wants to flow. It needs to flow. It has that drive to flowing built in by the structure of its very existence. It really wants to flow. It just needs sometimes a little encouragement. And if you can, let your hands do what they want to do. And it's only energy. And all we want to do is improve the flow of energy through our energy bodies. There we go. Nothing dramatic, nothing world shaking. Take a deep breath in and out. And now we ask, okay, do you remember that thing that wasn't a positive, that was very negative for you? Think about that now. What do you feel and how has it changed? And in my case, it was exercise. And I'm a little bit confused, and because there's something that's different than it was before. And I've got now a sense of something sort of further down here, going straight down. And here we can do other things, we can continue, but the point of this demonstration is that there has been an evolution. The thing that we didn't like, didn't want, has changed a little bit. It's not as no as it previously was. And that is the convincer that you personally need, that when we work with energy, we are in a totally different world of potential, of possibilities for healing, of possibilities for evolution, which is so much more than just healing. So much more than just healing. But it's also immensely healing. Now, there are many other energy techniques that can be used to change a negative to a positive, and in doing so, opening that portal for the energy related to that to come back to us, to help nourish us, to help, protect us, to make us stronger. And there are, all sorts. Everybody has their black spots. Everybody does. Some people, for example, when you say family, they explode into joy and love and laughter. And other people, when you say the word family, are immediately depressed, angry, hurt. Cleaning that concept of family, or getting an evolution on that concept of family for such a person without having to talk about it, without having to blaming or shaming or accepting responsibility or going into some kind of mental madness, but simply working with the energy body. When you hear that word family, where do you feel that in your body? Show yourself with your hands. Oh, it's all over me. Okay, let's charge up the hands of power here and just stroke them all over you. Right. Now think about that concept again. What has changed? Have you had an evolution? Even if it's only 1%, that is proof that you have that ultimate power of the positives, which is to turn a negative into a positive instead. And when we begin to unlock that power, even at the most basic level, this whole thing, all of it, becomes available to us. I think that's truly wonderful. I think that's truly beautiful. Now, the power of the positives is a path that leads us out of darkness, out of fear, out of hatred, out of confusion, out of uncertainty, into a different state of being. And all we are doing is paying a little bit of attention to our living energy bodies yet again. The difference this makes to a person's life is literally immeasurable. The value that represents for improving the quality of a person's life, regardless of their physical circumstances, is literally immeasurable. We need to dance in the oceans of energy once more. We need to really, really embrace our beautiful, powerful, mysterious, awesome, living energy bodies and do stuff with them. Exciting stuff, not sit about in meditation. Living, dancing, creative, sparkling, alive. Ooh, being a human being in the oceans of energy and knowing that this is so is just the most wonderful gift of a most wonderful life. And I will be eternally grateful for whoever and whatever it was that allowed me to understand that, how it works, to consciously get my head around it and to live it, which I have and I do every day. And I know there's still a long, long way to go. I am doing my energy things like all of you are. And today I had an evolution on a topic that I thought I would never go near, which was exercise. And I'm still like, ugh, but it's moved. I can feel that it's moved. And surely for a lady who is a little on the heavy side, that might be a good thing in the greater scheme of beings. Okay. Right, and so here we come to the end of the power of the positives. Before I go, I will make an absolute call that if you loved this, I strongly invite you to subscribe to the GOE, take out a membership. It's only literally pennies a day to help us keep the lights on and to be able to tell more people about the wonders of their own living energy bodies. You will be getting my foundation course in modern energy as well, which has loads of different techniques in it. And you can use all those different techniques and use them together with the power of the positives to just be happier more often and set yourself up for better star events in the future. I'm also going to strongly invite you to take part in Star Matrix, which is my legacy project, which is my delight that I found it. I found you. So many years ago, I had Ascension and there was the Mirror Man in it, and I made that little sculpture. And oh, there must have been parts of me that knew what this was about. And it took me all these years to figure it out. And the key are own high positive memories. It's just such a thing of beauty. The Star Matrix book will be available soon, and my Star Matrix course is also going to be ongoing because I really, really think that's not only the best personal development program ever, but also literally just the joy of my working life, like a pinnacle, a real pinnacle of my working life. I feel I've worked towards this all my life, and I'm just thrilled to seed it so that it may ripple and ripple and ripple and ripple and bring families back together, bring strangers together, bring people together, and help them understand just how amazing and how marvelous not just human beings in general are, but how amazing they themselves are. And their own star memories are the proof of that. And that, I think, is just absolutely brilliant. Okay, so I would invite you to finish the power of the positives with me. Let's assume the heart position. I am tingling with energy. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Let's take a deep, deep breath and let's wish the whole world, love. Let's start with that. I wish the whole world love. Just say that with me together now. I wish the whole world love. And make that gesture of giving. Deep breath in. I wish the whole world joy. Oh man. I wish the whole world aliveness. I wish the whole world laughter. And I wish the whole world the stars. Please give yourself a round of applause now. Woohoo! Well done. Well done for coming along on this wonderful journey into the power of the positives. Well done for doing the exercises. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm giving you a personal round of applause, just for you, that you've come along and, come and had a go and had a play with the power of the positives. Well done. Many congratulations. I'm actually sad that this is going to end today, but all ends are new beginnings. And let us all really look forward to what amazing adventures in the worlds of energy await us still. With lots and lots of love to you and all my best blessings. Bye for now. Woohoo.